This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Yeah, before I get on these live streams, man, today I figured I'll just throw about 3 videos out real quick. The first one is to ether and murk this dude, bad fella. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Now you reach it. James Toney. Shout outs to Daniel H. Alexander. I'm going to say it again. Shout outs to my super real G out here in these boxing streets, aka NBA streets, Daniel H. Alexander. I know he be throwing me these professor or, you know what I'm saying, detailed. And y'all need to watch this dude's comments because he's a deep brother, man. He sends me these detailed messages because he wants me to get on these cats indirectly. He don't tell me straight up, but based on the message, it's like, okay, he knows his sport. We know you're the ether and the murker, so we need some etherings and the murkings. This is the stuff that I'm talking about with Errol the True Spence. The hate for this dude is unreal. Really? We're reaching now. We're using James Toney. James Toney is punch drunk and drunk. I'm going to say it again. He's punch drunk and drunk. The man has taken too many hits to the head. Not only has his ass been knocked out so many times in boxing, his ass has been knocked out so many times in UFC and in the MMA. The motherfucker is not a credible source when it comes to boxing. He was at some point, but the way that his brain is right now and the way that he's slurring and the way that he's stuttering, you know what I'm saying? CTE is real out here in these streets, folks. And then you have bad fella, a dude that has an obese condition. That's why we call him bad fella. Shout outs to Daniel H. Alexander. He gave me that nickname to give to him. You don't listen to people with obesity issues. I'm going to say that again. You don't listen to people with obesity issues, especially when it comes to boxing. Obesity and boxing don't go in the same breath. Let me educate and school you guys a little bit on obesity and why bad fella is bad for the boxing community. Yes, aka Goodfella Sports TV. That's what that dude's name is. When you are obese like that, it affects this. It affects your normal cognitive functioning. It affects your ability to reason critically and effectively. Yes, you guys need to do some thorough and detailed research. I told you, he knows his everything. I know a lot of everything. Motherfuckers that's obese cannot give you accurate and detailed information. They are no better than a James Toney. Their brain is punch drunk and drunk at the same time. You know why? Because when you are obese, when you are heavily overweight, your brain is not functioning in its proper brain waves. You're losing neuron receptors because your body is working so hard. Your heart is working so hard. Your brain is working so hard. Your organs are taxed so much because you have excess weight. So it puts a drain on your brain. This guy right here can't tell you anything that makes sense because guess what? He's not operating in sense. Whoosh. Let me rewind the detail. Let me rewind the tail of the tape so I can explain this to you once again. Hear me and hear me well. The man can't tell you anything of substance and anything of sense because his brain is not working with sense. It's not even working with the commonest sense. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. You got these overweight, obese, bad condition, bad looking, look and feel like shit motherfuckers that want to sit here and explain to you the sport of boxing. The way you look is the opposite of the sport. Look the part. Masculinity and obesity don't go in the same breath. I'm going to say that again. Masculinity and obesity don't go in the same breath. When you listen to this dude, his voice has been feminized. You know why? Because of his weight issues. Deal with your weight issues first before you attack Errol the True Spence. Because right now you don't have substance, man. There's no difference between you and this Chicken George, aka Casual Boxing Talk. You guys are trying to take shots at Errol the True Spence. Let the man breathe. The man just gave us a boxing clinic of beating Mikey Garcia's face in and showcasing to us that Mikey Garcia, prior to fighting Errol the True Spence, was fighting nothing but what? Uber and, hold on for a second, taxi drivers. That's who he was fighting. These levels of fighters. And he got exposed. He got demolished and he got trounced. Now we're going to use James Toney? Really? Errol the True Spence is not elite. if he does not fight Keith Thurman. You're talking about run time, aka duck time, that he's called well over 5 years. That even Floyd Mayweather was like, hey, fight Errol the True Spence before you can have a mega fight with me. This was when Floyd Mayweather was still fighting. Lest you forget, let's have to remind your ass. James Toney, where have you been? This is what I'm talking about. You got motherfuckers that's slurring in speech and motherfuckers that's so fucking fat that their brain cells is not working. There's no difference between an obese person like Bad Fella and James Toney that's punch drunk and drunk. Mind you, he's obese too. So he has 3 strikes against his ass. So in some regards, Bad Fella's a little better than him because he hasn't gotten the beat down in boxing to go on top of the fact that he's heavily overweight. Listen, man, get your ass on a weight program. Here's the weight program. And I want Daniel H. Alexander or whoever, one of my real G's, my super real G's, and my ultimate real G's out here in the boxing streets to render this back to this fool. This is what I want you to do for the first 3 months. It'll help you to lose some weight because then you'll start getting some masculinity and male vocal tones in your voice. I'm going to say that again. You'll start getting some masculinity and some more male vocal tones in your voice. Because women are not attracted to obesity. They are attracted to masculinity. I'm going to say that again. Women are not attracted to obesity. They are attracted to masculinity. The way that you sound, I can't tell if I'm listening to a dude or if I'm listening to a female. You sound like you got something up your nose. Like you got something stuck up your fucking ass, man. What's up with you? Why are you so miserable and insecure in your life? Sounding like you live in your mom's basement, man. Talking shit about Errol the True Spence. I mean, come on. And what's sad is you have your subscribers saying you used to talk good about the cat. Nobody's telling you to go sniff up somebody's ass. I'm not sniffing up a fighter's ass. But we got to recognize real has to recognize real. When a fighter is great and a fighter is skillful and he's special, we acknowledge that, man. Errol the True Spence is a special fighter in this era. So when you have somebody like James Toney saying he's not great, he's good because he didn't fight Keith Thurman. If Keith Thurman wanted that smoke, he would have taken the fight a long time ago when Errol the True Spence was calling his ass out. How do you think the man got the boogeyman status? You dodo head. If Terrence Crawford wanted that smoke, he would have signed with PBC earlier. He would have signed with PBC when he was a free agent. And this fight would have been a lot easier to happen because guess what? They both would have been on the same side of the block, the same side of the street. Errol the True Spence is not scared of no damn Terrence Crawford. He told him to his face, you too light on your ass. I will fucking straight stop your ass. I'm going to say it again. He told that motherfucker to his face, you light on your ass and I will straight stop your ass. So how is he afraid of him? We know publicly, it's public knowledge that Al Haymon and Bob Arum don't get along. Bob Arum has said a lot of racial undertones against Al Haymon because he doesn't like the fact that Al Haymon has cornered the market. He doesn't like the fact that he's been around the business. You know, the man looked like he's 200 years old. He's been around the business forever. And then this guy comes out of nowhere, which he didn't. Because if you do your research, you'll know that Al Haymon is not only versed in boxing. He's like me. He's a jack of all trades. He does, and he knows a lot of everything. He's worked in the entertainment industry. He's worked in a lot of different fields. The man is very educated, and he knows his shit. And Bob Arum can't pull that wool over his eye. So the beef is between those two guys. This is why that fight between him and Terrence Crawford is not happening, but people can't see that because you know why? They're dodo heads. They're sitting there listening to the NBBC, aka New Bias Boxing Community, aka Flat Out Boxing. A flat out biased boxing community. That's what they're listening to. These fucking idiots. This cult, aka church-like boxing community following. That's converting these people and turning them into brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo heads at the highest levels. Your ass may not fall under the NBBC, but what's the hate? What's this thing? And I get it. You're a hater and you're a troll. You have a miserable and an insecure as fuck life, and you just want to spit on the man. But what I'm realizing is, man, haters make you greater. I'm going to say it again. Haters make you greater. Me and Errol the True Spence, we have the same plight. We have nothing but haters and fucking trolls because you know what? When you telling the truth like his name and me, I'm telling the truth because I'm the truth teller. I come with cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truths. It attracts haters and it attracts trolls. Like your fat ass. Worry about losing weight, man. Worry about your obese condition. That could potentially lead your ass to diabetes and heart disease if your ass don't already fucking have it. That's what the fuck you need to be worried about. I mean, come on, man. The hate is too unreal for this guy. The man just showed you guys a new wrinkle in his game. He's about to go fight Sean Porter. I mean, the man is not ducking nobody. His ass would have been fought Keith Thurman if Keith Thurman wanted smoke. He was calling his ass out in that media conference prior to the Mikey Garcia fight. Since then, he was clowning both him and Sean Porter. So how does he not want that smoke, man? That's why I said, you using your sources, James Toney, that punch drunk and that drunk, aka an obese motherfucker. Come on, man. He has 3 strikes against his ass right now. I would not listen to anything that's relevant out of his ass. He still needs to explain to us why Roy Jones Jr. whooped this shit out of his ass. He still needs to explain to us why he didn't quit boxing, why he was ahead, took his ass to, MMA and got his ass fucking knocked the fuck out. Go listen to this dude, man. There's too much bullshit going on in his head, man. He's not right. He sounds worse than Floyd Mayweather Sr. Floyd Mayweather Sr.'s punch drunk and drunk ways are in a better position than this dude right now. And your obese condition is no better than them. Because you sound feminized as fuck. You need to go lose fucking weight. You need to get on a weight program to where you're walking 5 to 6 times a week aggressively for 45 minutes to 1 hour, getting your heart rate up to about 70%. And you need to be doing for those first 3 months because your ass don't got you can tell you're feminine as fuck. You look and feel like shit. You need to be doing some calisthenics, push-ups, crunches, things of that nature. Anywhere between 100 to 150 push-ups daily and anywhere between 200 to 300 crunches daily. Worry about losing some fucking weight, man, and putting some male vocal tone in your voice, man, so you can get that masculinity back instead of sitting there hating on Errol the True Spence. That's a special fighter. Nobody's telling you to go lick the man's ass crack, but give credit where credit is due, man. I'm sick and tired of these haters and these troll motherfuckers, quote unquote ultra fanboys, thinking that they're YouTubers, but they're not. And they're giving you guys bullshit. They're not giving you guys even boxing commentary no more, man. So as the ether and the murk, it's my job to come after you motherfuckers, because I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks of these Rudy Poo and these plum brains. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.